welcome back everyone. Today, we're going to show you a cool camp craft, paracord bracelets. Paracord bracelets are a fun and easy activity you can do with friends and family, or a helpful resource you can use while out on trail when you find yourself needing some spare rope. All you need is some downtime and some spare cordage. Let's show you how. For a quick deploy bracelet, you're going to want anywhere from 6 to 10 feet of paracord, depending your preference. Really, it's all about how much you think you'll need in a pinch. Next, on our working end here, we're going to go ahead and tie a little ball knot. This ball knot is called an Ashley knot, and that's going to work as our stopper or the clasp to our latch. You're going to start by taking the working end and looping it underneath itself, like so that the working end is laying underneath itself. You're going to take this loop here, you're going to pass it across and lay it on top of the standing end. We're going to reach inside this loop, grab the standing end, and pull it tight. You're going to want to pay special attention to the direction your working end is traveling through at this point. You'll notice it starts from the right and it goes to the left. So following that, you're going to take your working end through the back side of this loop and hold tight. Next, you'll take your standing end and cinch that loop down. And lastly, you can pull or tighten your working end. You'll know you've tied this knot correctly if you look at the base of your knot, and you'll see a pretty geometric sort of spiral. But it all should look symmetrical. Awesome. So now that we have our stopper, we're going to go ahead and measure out approximately how much rope we're going to need for this bracelet. Go ahead, lay your wrist on the table. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. So we'll say that should be just about the right amount. And lay that on the table. Next, you're going to go ahead and pass the standing end of your rope back towards your knot here. Pinch that off again, and then pull it one more time back towards your loop end over here. So if I kind of stretch this out, it should look like Z for Zorro, or a 2. We're going to compress that again and pinch the far end, like so. Now, we're going to start looping the tail end of our bracelet around these 3 parallel lines. Do your best to keep them straight. Try not to have them pass through each other or get them twisted, but it's alright if it's not perfect. Next, towards the end of our loop here, I'm going to wrap once around tightly, and again to make sort of an X. There you go, as you can see. And that's going to help create a little bit of a pinch and keep it from sliding off the end of our loop here. Next, we're going to take this end and we're just going to wrap and wrap and wrap. Wrap it all the way until we reach the base of our bracelet. These loops don't have to be very tight, but do try to keep everything together in uniform. We'll go ahead and fast forward to the end once we're at the base and ready to tie off. So we've continued to wrap around those 3 parallel lines, and you'll see we're getting close to the end here. Now, as you get close to the end of your loop here and your Ashley knot we tied earlier, you're going to want to go ahead and check for some tension on the back end of your spool. So, you'll notice if I pinch down here on this big loop, what you'll actually be able to do is to tighten down and to get as much rope onto the spool as you can. You can adjust by just sliding small sections almost like an abacus, an old fancy calculator, and cinch it back in on itself, like so. Make sure you don't pull it too tight towards this end, because then you might slip off the back end of your bracelet here. But just as you get closer to the end, make sure that you're cinching these down to make sure that you're getting as much rope on the tail end here as possible. And we'll again fast forward. Alright, so now once you think you fit as much rope on your bracelet as possible, what we'll do next is you'll take your working end here and you're going to pass it through this loop right here. Getting a little feisty. There we go. And now the way that we'll get this to cinch up on itself is we'll tighten, but then we'll do the exact opposite by holding this end and sliding all of these loops back down towards the other end. So once we think that that's tight enough on itself, we can go ahead, clip off any excess using a scissors. Additionally, you can cut off any ends on your ball. And lastly, take a lighter, cinch the ends. And remember, when using a lighter, always be careful, as well as don't touch the paracord after melting. It's very hot. Use your lighter. Now, if you find that your bracelet looks a little lumpy or isn't quite straight, what you can do is lay it down on the table in front of you and just sort of roll it out like you would pizza dough or Play-Doh, if you're old enough to remember that. And that'll straighten everything out for you. Excellent. Now you have a nice straight bracelet. What you can do, wrap it around, clasp it like so, and there you have your quick deploy bracelet. Now, let's say you did want to use your bracelet. All you'd have to do is hold and pull by your Ashley nut here, and that will release your entire spool of paracord. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to show off your bracelets to friends and family, or better yet, teach them how it's done. We'd love to see what you make, so feel free to tag Wilderness Inquiry in any of your social media postings. As always, stay safe, and don't forget to share the adventure.